The following is a live presentation of Retro Sports Network, home of the champions of the past, present, and or future. And welcome to the week. My name is Ron Juckett. Here's the program for June 7th, 2023. As we get really kind of now in the nitty-gritty, 6 weeks to go in the season, and we have an American League battle for you. Actually, in real life, it was a playoff series. The Yankees in Oakland from Oakland, Network Associates Coliseum. These teams are pretty evenly matched. The Yankees come into this one at 73 and 43. The A's, or Athletics, if you will, are 74 and 42. So for both teams, it's game number 117. The Yankees now have a comfortable lead over the Boston Red Sox for the American League East crown, while the A's are still technically have a shot at Seattle. They're only like 3 or 4 back, but they are quite comfortable in the wild card race, which just goes to show if there were no divisions, if the A's were in the East, let's say they'd stayed in Philadelphia for some ungodly reason, they'd be in first place. That just tells you how good they are. It's Eric Hilgis versus Sterling Hitchcock. Not necessarily what you would think of for a classic pitcher's duel. You just never know, however. So it's the Yankees and the Athletics. And yes, Derek Jeter's there, but we've kept him away from the first base foul line. If you're ready, I'm ready. 3 straight days of baseball, I think, are yours next. As Retro Sports Network presents 2001, an Action PC Season Odyssey. Today, from Oakland Alameda or Networks Associates Coliseum in Oakland, California, it is the Oakland Athletics and the New York Yankees. And today's game is brought to you by DigitalDice.com, the best darn podcast on the web for your sports simulation and replay needs. Find us today on Spotify, Spreaker, iTunes, or wherever else fine podcasts are listed. And it will be Eric Hilgis who gets the call. Big Dave and Bernie, how are you this morning? Or this afternoon? That gets the call. Eric and D. Scott Howard. Eric making his 4th start. He is 2-0 with a save and an earned run average of .261. He's 28 years old. Eric looks like he's been partaking in some stuff, if you know what I mean. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Andrew, how are you? Fastball at 94, ground ball pitcher. His last appearance came 5 days ago against the Tigers in a 10-2 win. 7 2/3, 104 pitches for Eric. 3 hits, 2 runs, both earned, a home run, a walk, and 6 strikeouts. Say no more, say no more. You could just tell by the way that baseball's in his hand that it's supposed to be that fully, but say no more. 31 innings for Eric, 23 hits, 9 runs all earned. He's given up 4 home runs. He's walked 10 and struck out 33. And this will be the lineup he'll face today. Derek Jeter leads off at short for the Yankees. David Justice, the DH, will bat second. Bertie Williams in center goes third. Tino Martinez cleans up at first. Jorge Posada behind the plate bats fifth. Paul O'Neill in right will go sixth. Shane Spencer in left will bat 7th. Alfonso Soriano is at second, batting 8th. And Clay Bellinger is at third, batting 9th. And Hitchcock should throw about 105 pitches. Defensively for Oakland, Terrence Long a 3 and a 3 in left. Johnny Damon a 5 and a 3 in center. Jermaine Dye an 8 and a 9 in right. Chavez is a 10 at third. Very rarely do you see a 10 at third. Miguel Tejada, a 6 at short. Menachino, in his jar of delicious cherries, is a 7 at second. Jason Giambi, a 5 at first. Hernandez, a 6 and a 3 behind the plate. And Hilgis is a 2. That's not great, but he's got a 1,000 fielding percentage. Jeter stepping in at .332. 16 homers and 57 RBI. And this one starts with a line drive left center field that will drop in front of Damon, and the Yankees get a base hit. It is a beautiful day here in Oakland, 73 degrees, winds blowing in from left center at 7 through the cracks and crevices of Mount Davis. Jeter is a threat to steal. Here's Justice at 280, 11 home runs, and 41 RBI. Throw to first, and Jeter is back. So they'll pitch out, Jeter not going anywhere, and the count is a ball and no strikes. Justice into right field, well hit way back there. Dye will have it hit off the scoreboard. Jeter will round third. The throw is going home. Justice has a double. Menachino throws to the plate. Here's the slide, and it is not in time, and the Yankees lead it 1-0. So Jeter hustling all the way, and that'll bring up Bernie Williams at 293, 20 homers and 79 RBI. So a double for Justice and a 1-0 Yankee start here. Nobody out in the first. Pitch to Bernie. Ground ball left side for a base hit. Pass to Hada. Justice will round third and hold. And the Yankees have runners on the corners and nobody out for Tino Martinez, who's hitting 285, 25 homers, and 78 RBI. Struck him out. And 0-2 on the inside corner. 1 out for Posada. Jorge at 286, 15 homers, and 59 RBI. Line drive to right. Dye is there. Makes the catch. Justice tags with 2 out. Dye has a good arm. They're going to try for the play at the plate. Justice rumbling down the line. It's going to be close. There's a pile of dirt. And Justice escapes. So it's 2-0 Yankees for Paul O'Neill. Bernie goes to second. Paulie at 234, 19 homers, and 63 RBI. So for the Yankees, it is the ideal start. Hill just delivers. O'Neill pops up left center field. Damon makes the catch, and that will retire the side. 2 runs for the Yankees on 3 hits and no errors. Half an inning in the books. It's the Yankees 2. Here come the A's. And Sterling Hitchcock is not so sterling. He's making his 3rd start since coming over from the San Diego Padres. He's 0-1 with an earned run average of 1174, which isn't good in any version of baseball. 30 years old, Sterling is a changeup pitcher. Fastball tops out at 84. And he tries to throw ground balls. He last pitched 5 days ago against Anaheim in a 6-5 win. He did not get a decision. 5 in the 3rd innings, 100 pitches. 7 hits, 3 runs, both are all earned. Both is not 3. Here's your English tip of the day. If someone says both, it means 2. He walked 2 and struck out 2. So overall with the Yankees, 7 2/3, 13 hits, 10 runs, all earned. He has walked 6 and had 2 strikeouts. Johnny Damon will lead off for Oakland in center field. Mark Menachino will play second and bat second. It is Jason Giambi at first, going third. Jermaine Dye cleans up and right. Terrence Long in left will bat fifth. Miguel Tejada at short will go sixth. I love this. Left, right, left, right, left, right. Eric Chavez at third will bat seventh. Ramon Hernandez, the catcher, goes eighth. And Jeremy Giambi, the DH, will bat ninth. Hill just threw 19 pitches in his half of the first. Defensively for the Yankees, Shane Spencer a 6 and a 7 in left. Bernie Williams a 7 and 3 in center. Paul O'Neill a 2 and a 5 in right. Clay Bellinger is a 7 at third. Derek Jeter a 5 at short. Alfonso Soriano a 3 at second. Tino Martinez an 8 at first. Jorge Posada an 8 and a 3 behind the plate. Hitchcock is a 7 with a 1,000 fielding percentage. Johnny Damon, lefty versus lefty at 242, 8 homers and 38 RBI. Damon, fly ball, shallow right center to start the ball game. Bernie charges in, makes the catch, 1 out. So I said, Mark, it's Frank Menachino and his jar of dancing cherries at 227, 15 homers and 44 RBI. Hitchcock deals. There's a fly ball, center field. Bernie again moving over. Makes the catch, 2 out. For Jason Giambi, hitting .348. These are MVP numbers. 35 home runs and 106 RBI. Got him! Hitchcock struck him out, got him swinging, and that'll do it. No runs, no hits, no errors. After 1, 2-0 New York. So it'll be Spencer, Soriano, and Bellinger here in the second. If the season was to end today, this would be a playoff matchup. Because in the first round in this era, you cannot have the wild card ever be to play the team in the same division in the divisional round. Yep, the A's have come a long way since 2001, going backwards. And that might be, this year's Oakland A's, might be, as Bernie says, the worst team of all time. The Cleveland Spiders say, hold my Budweiser, but you just never know. Tribe fan, how are you? Shane Spencer at 247, 4 homers, and 23 RBI. Held to steals. There's a ground ball right side that gets past Menachino. And that's a single, and Spencer is a threat to steal. For Soriano at 262, 11 homers and 52 RBI. Bill just throws to first, and Spencer is back. Yankees up 2-0. Spencer stays. Soriano laces this one into left field for a hit. Long will pick it up. So the Yankees have first and second. Nobody out for Clay Bellinger. Cody's down at 143. 4 homers and 6 RBI. So first and second, nobody out. Hilgis has had a rough start. That's the 5th Yankee hit, and they've only had 3 outs. Bellinger obliges by striking out. An 0-2 curve on the outside half, 1 out. So opening 9 for Eric. 30 pitches, that's the good news. The bad news, an inning and a third, 5 hits, and 2 earned runs. He has struck out 2. Mr. Jeter has singled, 157th hit of the replay, and scored. First and second, Jeter swings, fly ball left field. That should be playable. Long obliges, makes the catch. Spencer tags, throw goes to third, and Shane will hold 2 out. For David Justice, who had an RBI double his first time up and scored, 1 for 1. So first and second, 2 out. Got him! So that'll retire the side. He swung on and missed. Hill just recovers quickly here in the second. No runs, 2 hits the Yankees leave on to. After an inning and a half, 2-0 New York. I think at some point, Tribe fan, he says, thought last year's Reds would be that bad, but they made a respectable finish. Pride kicks in, and you make the most of it. I mean, there have been some historically bad teams, the 62 Mets. What was the year the Tigers were 140, 88, when the Orioles lost their first 20-some-odd games? At some point, the law of averages kind of puts out there, and just goes to show there is a big difference between a AAA team and a Major League team. Jermaine Dye at 234, 6 homers and 12 RBI. Struck him out. So Hitchcock got him on a 1-2 looking. 2003 for the Tigers. And in 2001, when you see the standings, the Tigers have the worst record in baseball. Long at 291, 7 homers and 70 RBI. Struck him out. Got him again in 0-2. So Hitchcock cruising right along. Here's Tejada. Miguel at 276, 21 homers and 89 RBI. Ground ball left side, base hit. So Tejada is on. We've talked about this before. I think even in their salad years, the mid-70s for Oakland and the late 80s, early 90s, this has never been a franchise that has ever felt truly stable. It's one thing to do things on the cheap. The Expos did it for years, and that's Tampa Bay's MO and been successful. But they have never really felt like they've had a home. Chavez at 286, 25 homers and 77 RBI. Hitchcock goes to the plate. Chavez fly ball to right field. Back goes O'Neill. Paul to the track, and that is caught, and that will not caught, rather. It goes out of play because there's 9,000 acres of foul territory here. So a hook's foul, and the count is 1-2 to Eric. Ground ball left side past Jeter for a base hit. Tejada will hold. Ramon Hernandez at 234, 11 homers and 37 RBI. I mean, people can rightfully look at the Giants and say that they blocked them from taking San Jose and staying in the area. But honestly, I'm not sure how much of a difference that would make. I mean, this team has always tended to be rather nomadic. And not just because they've made the franchise moves. I mean, no one seriously thinks the Braves are ever going to leave Atlanta. Pitch to Hernandez. Struck him out. That's 4 for Hitchcock. No runs, 2 hits. The A's leave on 2. We go the third, 2-0 New York. So Williams, Martinez, and Posada to face Hilgis in the third. Didn't Eric used to pitch for Chicago? Bernie, by the way, singled. I mean, teams have threatened to move. The Yankees threatened to move to New Jersey until they got the stadium renovated. There's been talk that the Orioles are looking at Nashville. They're never leaving Baltimore. Fly ball, right field. Dye will make the catch. 1 away. I feel bad for the fans of Oakland. Here's Tino Martinez. He struck out his first time up. And I'm not saying that the ownership is right, but I don't know. I mean, Bernie must be excited to have baseball coming to Vegas. But the A's have just, in my view, have never feel like they've settled in Oakland. They settled being in Oakland as far as we couldn't go anyplace else. But I've never had the sense, unlike teams that have moved, that they adopted Oakland as their own. How hazy is it today? Well, we've had a rough weekend, Dave. Pitch to Martinez. Struck him out. That's 4 for Hilgis. We got nailed by the smoke of the first forest fire in Nova Scotia Friday night, Saturday morning. It smelled like someone was smoking meat outside, and that just wasn't the case. The last few days, the air quality has been horrible here because now you had a forest fire in from Quebec. Posada, by the way, sack fly his first time out. He's now driven in 60 runs. And so my wife missed a day of work because the allergies got there. So it's better today, but not great. Tribe fan says the Indians threatened to move to Florida if the Gateway vote didn't pass, which built the Jake or Progressive Field. And again, teams have threatened that forever. But the A's, as Bernie says, have a rich history of moving their franchise. Yes. Smoky in western New Hampshire, too. Went out for coffee this morning, and you could smell it. Not as bad as Friday night, but clearly, when you wake up and look at the sun and it's blood red, that's not a good thing. Posada pops up right side. Jason Giambi goes over. And again, there's about 8,000 miles of foul territory here, and it's out of play. We're just also coming off, speaking of allergies, pitch to Posada, having every tree in the city pollinate itself, die with a fly ball to right, and he'll make the catch to retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. Out of the third, 2-0 New York. So Jeremy Giambi, Damon, and Menachino. Yeah, there's been a yellow tint in the air here for days. Must be the wind shifted towards you, Dave. So last week, every tree in the city decided it needed to pollinate. And we have willow trees around that look like dandelion pollen. And when it starts to go, it looks like it's snowing. And that just combination was brutal. Jeremy Giambi at 295, 14 homers and 50 RBI. Andrew makes the good point. Pitch to Giambi. Struck him out. That's 5 for Hitchcock. That the Padres were so close to moving to D.C. for the 74 season that Topps made cards that said Washington National League. Instead, they got a Big Mac and stayed in San Diego. Opening 9 for Hitchcock, 38 pitches, 2 1/3 innings, 2 hits and 5 strikeouts. So pretty good run. Johnny Damon is 0 for 1. So teams have come close to threatening, and we've talked about Charlie Finley's threats a lot. But I think teams have kind of settled in. I think the last time that was really close outside of the Expos moving to Washington, where the Giants had pretty much a verbal agreement to move to Tampa. And they got eventually what is just a gorgeous ballpark in San Francisco. Pitch to Damon. Ground ball, line drive, past Jeter for a base hit, and Johnny's on with a single, 1 out. Northeast Ohio has gone 2.5 weeks without rain. We've needed the rain and got some last night. You really can't burn anything here. It is so dry. Menachino, by the way, 0 for 1. Hitchcock will throw over to first. Damon still isn't going to steal. 1 out, bottom of the third. Struck him out. That's 6 for Hitchcock. Goodness gracious. A 1-2 changeup got him looking. So that brings up Jason Giambi, who struck out his first time up. Giambi. Fly ball left field. Spencer. He's for higher and makes the catch, and that will retire the side. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. We go to the fourth, 2-0 Yankees. The other weird thing weather-wise, I don't know what your weather is, Dave and Tim. It's 55 degrees in Burlington, Vermont at 12:23 on the 7th of June. We went from being late March, early April weather to 90s a couple weeks ago, or last week, and today I don't think we're going to see 60. O'Neill is 0 for 1. Line drive to Menachino, leaps and makes the catch, 1 out. Brings up Shane Spencer. Shane singled his first time up. So he'll just, after a rocky first, has settled right in. Struck him out. He got him to chase, so 1-2 fastball out of the zone, 2 away. Brings up Soriano, who singled his first time up. Yep. Well, I don't think you're that far from me, Andrew. Aren't you on the connect? You're just over the river, right? Nobody lives in New England because of the weather. That's not true, Bernie. See, there are these people that are called skiers who love this sort of stuff. And I'm watching my language. They love cold weather. Now, of course, if you don't like the weather in Vermont, wait 5 minutes and it'll change. Should change that to if you don't like the weather in New England, wait 5 minutes, it'll be worse. Yeah, you're on the river. You're not too far. 66 in the metro Cleveland area, a little cooler near the lake. The time is 12:24. And another 30 minutes of rock and roll power coming to you after this 10-minute commercial stop sign. So, and yeah, you're right on the river. You're up in the St. Johnsbury area, right? Pitch to Soriano. Struck him out. So Hilgis has struck out 6. And after 3.5, I feel like we're doing a game and a talk show at the same time. 2-0 Yankees. So here in the standings, we'll start with the American League. No, Claremont. I had my boss when I worked at the radio station in Linden. She was from Claremont. Grew up in Claremont. Yankees, by the way, have a 6-game lead over the Red Sox. In the Central Division, Chicago has that's their division to lose. 11.5 on the 11th of August. And in the West, Oakland has cut Seattle's lead down to 2. In the National League, Phillies lead the Marlins by 1, the Braves by 5. The Braves are under 500. Central Division, Houston, Steeler fan wants us to stop the presses. 8.5 over the Cubs, 10.5 over the Cardinals. San Francisco, 2.5 over Arizona. And 5 over the Dodgers. Uh-oh, no wonder why Mr. Howard's starting to watch. Colorado has slipped to 4th. And Bernie says nothing nicer than a perfect day in New England. Yeah, the 1 or 2 we get a year. 75 and sunny is ideal, and that just doesn't happen here. Juan Gonzalez leads the American League in hitting at 363. Man Ram, 36 home runs. Jason Giambi and Manny Ramirez have driven in 106. Cedeno, 51 steals for the Tigers. Barry Zito leads the AL and ERA at 3.12 ahead of Joe Mays and Freddie Garcia and Bartolo Colon. Garcia has 114. Keith Folk, 33 saves. And Barry Zito, who I was kind of hoping to see today. Look, the top 3 in strikeouts in the American League are on either the Oakland A's or the New York Yankees. And you're seeing none of them today. Jermaine Dye struck out his first time up. Hitchcock starts the bottom of the 4th with a ground ball to short. Jeter over to first. 1 out. Latest follower, by the way, Mike Cole 1. All one word. Thanks for the follow. Again, we have 282 people come and they go. Terrence Long struck out his first time up. And if you subbed last week and I didn't see it, thank you again. Pitch to Long. Ground ball to third. Bellinger over to first. For the out. The streaming schedule, I think, now is going to be OOTP on Monday nights. Tejada singled his first time up. And then day ball Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays at noon Eastern, 9 Pacific. That is the Twitch schedule. This Friday is up in the air, as the wifey has an appointment. Bernie used to ski when he was younger. Colorado, yep, lots of snow in the Rockies. Of course, their mountains are higher. Pitch to Tejada. Miguel into right center field. O'Neill tracking over. Will make the catch, and that will retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. Go to the 5th here in Oakland, 2-0 Yankees. So Bellinger, Jeter, and Justice to face Hilgis. Clay struck out his first time up. Eric winds and deals. Ground ball to second. Menachino over to first for the out. So Eric has settled right in. 63 pitches for his opening 18. 4 1/3, 5 hits, and 6 strikeouts. Jeter 1 for 2. He is singled and scored. Draws the walk. So here's Justice. David doubled home Jeter in the first, and the Yankees scored twice. He also struck out his last at-bat. Jeter stays put. Ground ball on the infield. Giambi hands it to Hill just for the out, and Jeter will move to second. 2 out for Bernie Williams, who has a single. He's 1 for 2. Surprisingly enough, Bernie, I never skied. Pitch. Ground ball to Tejada over to first. And that'll do it. Halfway home on a chilly Vermont afternoon, 55 degrees. It's the Yankees 2, the Athletics nothing. Well, if you joined us late, here's how we got here. The A's, by the way, have won 14 straight. Yankees got 2 in the first. David Justice doubled home Derek Jeter to make it 1-0. Then Jorge Posada with a line drive to make it 2-0. In the second, Eric Chavez with a single now has a 10-game hitting streak. Sterling Hitchcock, a 3-hitter through 4, has struck out 6. Eric Hill, just a 5-hitter through 5, but after a rocky first, he has struck out 6 as well. I had a skiing game for the Atari 2600, which gives away my age. That was quite fun. Eric Chavez, his single, is 1 for 1. Hitchcock starts the 5th, struck him out, and for Sterling, that's 7. He got him to chase an 0-2 change. Ramon Hernandez struck out his first time up. My dad was a writer for Ski Racing Magazine. So there was skiing on television in the house. And it was interesting because he grew up in Western New York. And as Tim will tell you, there are not a lot of mountains in that part of the world. Yeah, good fielding. Andrew's always good. Andrew's been doing a lot of 1890 baseball. Lots of errors. Just the streamer has the errors, Andrew, not the players. Pitch to Hernandez. Ramon fly ball left field. Crowd likes it, so does Shane Spencer, who makes a catch for the out. So Jeremy Giambi's 0 for 1 with a strikeout. My dad died just as Michaela Schifrin was coming into her own, and he would be so thrilled that she's become the winningest skier of all time. And that's probably about as much about skiing as we can get into. Jeremy Giambi will draw the walk. He struck out his first time up. Hitchcock lost him on a 3-1 change. That was a dirty ball. So 2 out for Johnny Damon. Hitchcock opening 18, 72 pitches, 4 2/3. 3 hits, a walk, and 7 strikeouts. Damon is 1 for 2. Johnny's got himself a single. Hitchcock's pitch. Damon hits a ground ball through the hole on the right side. And Jeremy's going to go for third. O'Neill has an average arm. Jeremy with a good head of speed. He throws it. No, it's a direct throw. Giambi kind of slowing up. Bellinger waiting for the ball. It's going to be close. And Giambi slides under the tag. So runners on the corners. 2 out for Menachino, who is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. So runners on the corners. Damon not going to steal here. 2 out. 2-0 Yankees. Bottom of the 5th. Pitch to Frank. Ground ball to third. Clay goes across the way to Tino. And that will retire the side. The A's threaten but do not score. No runs, a hit. They leave on 2. They left on 5 through 5. And after 5, it's 2-0 Yankees. He'll just give me the fatigue warning. He should go into the 7th. Tino 0 for 2. He has struck out twice. Ground ball left side, base hit. So in as polite a way as possible, I'm surprised no one's asked about this. What's your take on the PGA Tour merger? Posada is 0 for 1. Jorge hit a sac fly to drive in his 60th run. Liner in the right, going to drop in front of Die, and Tino will hold. I think Bernie says it quite well, a big mistake. O'Neill is 0 for 2. I was very surprised, Andrew, when I read that yesterday in my email. Thought it was a joke when you first heard it. I really don't see what the advantage is for the PGA Tour. And I wonder if their players will go on strike. There's a lot of bad blood between what's now going to be a unified tour. O'Neill is 0 for 2. Hernandez goes out and has a word with Hilgis. Eric is ready and deals, and Paulie pops this up left side. Chavez again, all sorts of room, but that's going to get out of play, and somebody from Oakland made the catch. So an 0-2 count to O'Neill. The PGA has got a TV deal that hangs with them till 2030. If anything, Bernie, it was the LIV Tour, which was paying people to go to their events, that was running out. And Koepka, who did really well at the Masters and won the PGA, liked playing the limited schedule anyway. I mean, it's the Rorys and the Phils that get into it. I don't think anyone had any argument about Koepka doing it. I mean, there wasn't very many people on the LIV Tour that were considered to be really good ambassadors of the game. Dustin Johnson, maybe. Pitch to O'Neill. There's a line drive up the middle for a base hit. Damon will pick it up. Tino, will he round third? Nope, they're going to hold, and the bases will be loaded. I don't think Monahan survives, to be honest. Here's Shane Spencer. He's 1 for 2. He is singled and struck out. There was TV partners were blindsided. I had read yesterday that CBS was just besides themselves, that they didn't even know it was coming. And with all that the PGA Tour players that stayed did to defend the tour, you know, how do you keep that together? On one hand, let me do Spencer's at-bat. Fly ball, right center field. Damon going back. That should score Tino. Johnny makes the catch. Martinez will tag. And Damon will try to throw home. Good. That's actually a very good throw, but Martinez slid easily. So it's 3-0 New York, 1 out, first and second. Posada on second, O'Neill on first. Here's Soriano, 1 for 2. He is singled and struck out. Yeah, Andrew. Yeah, they got a lot of money. The LIV Tour was on the ropes. I just don't see how you can do that without your players going into an open revolt. I think ultimately, yeah, most players found out on Twitter. That's horrible. That's absolutely horrible. If they had waited till after the season to say something, that'd be fine. And again, you know, to have one overwhelming professional overseer outside the majors, I think is good for the game. You have the European component and the younger component and the seniors component. And the PGA was forced to raise their purses and change their formats. No-cut tournaments. That was the money issue. And, of course, the Saudis are not short of money at all. But there wasn't a lot of interest in the LIV Tour. And having Phil run his mouth and Greg Norman, who you almost feel bad for, he's been trying to do this for years. I could have seen a truce. Let's do Soriano at bat. He draws the walk, and the bases are loaded here. The Yankees trying to put this one away. 3-0 New York, top the 6th, 1 out for Clay Bellinger, who is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Yeah, Norman's out. I mean, Norman got kneecapped. He got Nancy Kerrigan. Yeah, I just, in the end, I could see this happening. I think Liv was going for a merger all the way through. But this to be a merger of equals when it clearly is not. It would be like, what was it? The Savannah Bananas, right? Becoming a major league club. They're clearly not playing, what we would consider to be traditional Major League Baseball. And then giving them, I don't get it. I get that that's how it was always going to end. But I really don't get why now, and how do you do that without some serious negotiation with the people who make you the money? Pitch to Ballin. Well, Hernandez and Hill just have heard enough. Just throw the ball. Just hit the button, Ron. Struck him out. That's 7 for Eric. A 1-2 fastball got him looking. 2 out for Jeter. Hill just here on fumes. 101 pitches through 27 batters. 5 2/3, 8 hits, 2 walks, and 7 strikeouts. All 3 runs for the Yankees are earned. Jeter 1 for 2. Derek has singled, walked, and scored. Pitch to Derek. Runners go. Ground ball to first. Giambi to the bag. Jason will make the play, and the Yankees get nothing. So 1 run, 3 hits, and no errors. We go to the bottom of the 6th. It's 3-0 New York. Yeah, the team format won't stay. I could see maybe Bernie kind of like a fall tour with that. And again, it really just kind of came out of nowhere. Andrew's right, odd timing and no rumors. If they want to do the shorts, that's fine. I don't have a problem with that, but yeah. Anyway, thanks for keeping that all very polite. It is much, much appreciated. Jason Giambi is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Fly ball, right field. Back goes O'Neill, way back there and gone. So Giambi with a solo homer, and Jason makes it 3-1. On his 36th of the year over the scoreboard in right field. And the music's got to go. There was an O'Neill could do. He just turned and watched it go. Back to die. Jermaine 0 for 2 with the strikeout. First run for the A's. All right, Andrew, thanks for joining. Have a good day. 3-1 now the score. Dye swings into center field. Bernie fights the sun, makes the catch. 1 out. Here's Terrence Long. He's 0 for 2 with the 14-game hitting streak and a strikeout. Ground ball to first. Martinez makes the play. 2 out. Here's Tejada. Miguel 1 for 2 with a single. Fouls off, and the count is 0-2. Ground ball to short. Jeter has time to sign it, throws it over to first, and that will retire the side. After 6, 1 run for the A's, the solo homer by Jason Giambi. It's the Yankees 3, Oakland 1. So David Justice coming to the plate. Mike Magnanti coming in, the lefty, to face Justice, who might be pinch hit for here. Magnanti, 4-0, a 2.76 ERA, 50th appearance for Mike. He's 36 years old. Fastball is a Bugs Bunny one at 81, and a ground ball plus pitcher. Pitched against the Red Sox on the 8th. We did that game. 2/3 of an inning, 7 pitches, 45 2/3, 45 hits, 16 runs, 14 earned, 5 homers, 10 walks, and 21 strikeouts. David Justice has a double, an RBI, a run scored, and a strikeout. That's all 1 for 3. And Chuck Knobloch will pinch hit. Keith Olbermann's mom has been wheeled in. Knobloch at 219, 4 homers, and 26 RBI. Swings a ground ball to Jason Giambi to the bag himself. 1 out. No, Bernie, I would agree with that. There's no question that Liv is the winner. I would certainly agree with that. The Saudis now control the PGA Tour. Wouldn't be surprised if another USA competing tour started within a few years to take them on. Yeah, I just, that, it would be like the AFL gobbling up the NFL back in the 60s. Granted, there were changes when you have a merger in the leagues. The NBA adopted eventually the ABA's three-point line. The NFL eventually took on the AFL's two-point conversion. But it just, there has to be more to that. You know, maybe Bernie's right. Maybe it was just bleeding the PGA Tour dry. Williams 1 for 3. Bernie swings a ground ball to first. Giambi to the bag himself. Second verse is the same as the first. 2 out. For Tino Martinez, who's 1 for 3. Tino has singled, struck out twice. The only thing, though, with that is that the PGA Tour doesn't control any of the majors, which is what most people watch. Hopefully now we don't see the long downfall of tours like we've seen with tennis, which only one tournament now is on over-the-air television, and I think it's the hardest one to watch. It's the French. Pitch to Tino. Up the middle, a base hit. So a 2-out single. That'll bring up Jorge Posada. Jorge 1 for 2. Single and RBI. He now has 60. The RBI came on a sac fly. 3-1 Yankees here. Top the 7th, 2 out. Pitch to Posada. Fly ball left field. Long. Reaches back. Makes the catch. Stretch time. 3-1 New York. Chavez, Hernandez, and Jeremy Giambi here in the 7th for Oakland. Hitchcock probably will get through this inning if he is efficient. Eric Chavez is 1 for 2. He now has a 10-game hitting streak. He has singled and struck out. Hitchcock starts the 7th. Chavez a ground ball to Tino. Takes it to the bag himself. 1 out. And that'll do it for Sterling. Ramiro Mendoza coming in to pitch. A pitching change coming to you from Networks Associate Coliseum in Oakland. So Ramiro making his 46th appearance, 9-2 and 7 saves, earned run average of 3, 29 years old, changeup at 86, and is a standard pitcher. He last pitched on the 8th, a 10-2 win over Tampa. He went 1/3 of an inning. He faced one batter and threw 4 pitches. So he's garden fresh, I would think. 96 innings for Mr. Mendoza, 82 hits, 34 runs, 32 earned, 11 homers, 21 walks, and 80 strikeouts. The fact that ESPN won't even put any of the U.S. Open on ABC befuddles me. I can understand not doing it on a college football Saturday. But here is a Grand Slam event in your country with all that history, and it's buried, not buried on cable, but yeah. Yeah. All right. Hernandez is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Off the soapbox we go. Mendoza, ground ball to third. Clay picks it up over to Tino. I guess I'm on a first-name basis with all these Yankees, and that's an out, 2 away. For Jeremy Giambi, who's 0 for 1, he has walked and struck out. 2 out. 3-1 Yankees here in the bottom of the 7th. 3 runs, 9 hits, no errors for New York. They've left on 8. Oakland, a run on 5 hits, no errors, and they've left on 5. Fly ball, right center field. Bernie moving over, and that will be the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. Goes to the 8th inning. It's 3-1 New York. So with the lefty O'Neill up, Magnanti will stay in to face Paul. And then we'll just kind of go from there. O'Neill 1 for 3 with a single. Ground ball to Menachino. Over to Giambi. 1 out. I'll bring up Shane Spencer. And we got a pitching change. Chad Bradford coming in. This game coming to you from Networks Associates Coliseum in Oakland, California. Bradford, 26 years old. Fastball at 92, a ground ball plus pitcher. He's 0-2 with 2 saves and an earned run average of 7.58. In real life, that ERA was 2.70. He last pitched on the 9th, but the Red Sox Christmas treat him. In a 13-6 win, they won this game. He went 1/3 of an inning. 16 pitches, 3 hits, 3 runs, all earned. Overall for Chad, it's not been a great 2001. 29 2/3, 42 hits, 26 runs, 25 earned. 7 homers, 11 walks, and 21 strikeouts. So Spencer, Soriano, and Bellinger, or Spencer and Soriano with a 1 out. Shane 1 for 2. He is singled, struck out, and drove home his 24th. Got him. A 1-2 fastball swung on and missed. 2 out for Soriano. Alfonso 1 for 2. He is singled, walked, and struck out. He drops one down. Hernandez throws to Menachino covering, and that will retire the side. So the Yankees go in order in the 8th. After 7.5, they still lead 3-1. So it'll be the top of the lineup for Oakland here in the 8th. Damon Menachino and Jason Giambi, who homered. Johnny is 2 for 3. He has singled twice. Mendoza, base hit left center field. Spencer will pick it up. And Damon, again, not really a threat to steal. Here's Menachino. Frank is 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Mendoza throws to first, and Damon is back. A little early for Mo, but if the Yankees still lead after this inning, you know who they're going to go close with. Line drive to left. Spencer will make the catch. 1 out for Giambi. Jason 1 for 3. It is 36 of the years. Last time up in the 6th. Now has driven in 107. The computer, by the way, says that Mo Rivera is the Cy Young Award winner. There goes Damon. Posada throws down to Jeter, and Johnny has his 25th steal. So a one-strike count to Giambi. Mendoza's pitch. Base hit up the middle. Williams throws it in. Giambi's on with his 37th double, and it's a 3-2 ball game. So the tying run is on second for Jermaine Dye, who is 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Mendoza's pitch. Base hit left center field. Giambi's is he going to try and score? No. Spencer makes the play out there. Bellinger should have had it. But with one out, infield playing in for Long, who is 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Giambi, the tying run on third. Dye with good speed is, you can steal a bag. It's not good speed. Is the go-ahead run on first, and Long is sitting on a long hitting streak. 14 games. Tejada on deck, one out. Oakland has a run in here in the 8th. Long base hit right center field. Terrence goes into second. This ball game is tied. Dye, the go-ahead run on third. Long, an insurance run on second. Isringhausen loosening in the Oakland pen. Here's Tejada. Miguel is 1 for 3 with a single. So the infield playing in. That's going to bloop down in front of Bernie Williams. Dye scores to give him the lead. Long takes a turnaround third, but goes back. And that'll do it for Mendoza. The A's have scored 3 here in the 8th, and they now lead it as Mike Stanton comes in to pitch. It's the A's 4, the Yankees 3. So Stanton's 53rd appearance, 3-1 the record, a 2.65 ERA. Mike has won his last 3 decisions. 34 years old, fastball at 92, and a ground ball plus pitcher. He pitched last night in a 7-5 win against the A's. Went 1 inning, 24 pitches, allowed a hit and walked 2, but nobody scored. Or at least that was credited to him. 57 2/3 innings for Stanton. 54 hits, 21 runs, 17 earned. He's given up 2 homers, 17 walks, and 56 strikeouts. So Tejada on first, Long on third, 1 out. Chavez will bat. He is 1 for 3. He has singled and struck out. Fly ball, center field. That should get Long in there. Bernie retreats, makes the catch. There's 2 outs. Long scores without a throw, and Oakland goes up 5-3. So that'll bring up Ramon Hernandez. Ramon is 0 for 3 with the strikeout. Tejada all by himself on first, and he can run. Stanton goes to the plate. Hernandez strikes out, and that'll do it. But the A's get 4 runs on 5 hits and no errors. We go to the 9th. Chad Bradford probably going to get his first win, 5-3 Oakland. So it's an easy decision to go with Isringhausen. Jason making his 46th appearance of the year, 6-4, 26 saves. Excuse me, a 2.51 ERA. 28 years old, cutter at 93 and a fly ball pitcher. Izzy has closed the door 26 out of 29 times. Last night, he took the loss in a 7-5 win for New York. He didn't retire anybody, so the Yankees are licking their chops. 19 pitches, 4 hits, 4 runs, all earned in a home run. It jumped his ERA from 1.74 to 2.51. So 46 2/3, 34 hits, 14 runs, 13 of them earned. He has walked 10 while striking out 54. So again, just like last night, a 5-3 lead. Bellinger is 0 for 3. Let's see if the Yankees hit him. He has struck out twice. So just like with anyone else, you pick yourself up, you dust yourself off, and you try again. And Enrique Wilson will pinch hit. Enrique at 276, no homers and 9 RBI. As a pinch hitter, hitting 283. Over from the Pirates, he's driven in 4. Right back to Izzy, 1 out. So the Yankees need 2 to tie and 3 to go ahead. Here's Jeter. Derek 1 for 3. Has singled, walked, and scored. Popped him up. Benichino by the bag at second. 2 out. So here's Knobloch. Last chance saloon for the Yankees. He's 0 for 1. Isenhauser winds and deals. Struck him out, and the ball game's over. So Oakland comes back with a big 8th inning to beat the Yankees by the score of 5-3. It took us 2 hours and 56 fake minutes to play the ball game. And the usually sure-handed Ramiro Mendoza takes the loss. 5 runs, 10 hits for the A's, no errors, 75 42. They left on 6. Yankees fall to 73 44. 3 runs, 9 hits, no errors. And they left on 8. So Chad Bradford gets the win as first, 2/3 of an inning and a strikeout. That was a good one, Mr. Howard. Isringhausen, a clean inning to get his 27 save. Hitchcock pitched so well, and Mendoza not only falls to 9-3, but he blew his 3rd save. So the rest of this Saturday in baseball for you. The games of August 11th. The Mets shut out St. Louis 6-0. Glendon Rush 3-11. Dustin Hermanson 8-8 now. Todd Zeile, 9th homer, 2 for 4 and 2 RBI. Minnesota 6-5 over the Rays. Miller 2-1, Zambrano 2-3. Torrey Hunter 2 for 4, is 15th of the year and drives in 3. Boston 7-1 over Baltimore. David Cohn 5-4. Josh Towers 5-7. Manny Ramirez 3 for 4, is 37th, drives in 2. Giants beat the Cubs at Wrigley 7-3. Livan Hernandez 10-10. Todd Van Poppel falls to 2-8. Aurelia 3 for 5, is 17th of the year. San Diego double with 17 hits, doubles up Pittsburgh 10-5 in Pittsburgh. Lawrence 4-2. Beimel 1-4. Mark Kotze 3 for 5, is 11th of the year, drives in 3. Rockies rock the Reds 14-5. Bohannon 6-4, Acevedo 3-4. Ken Griffey Jr., however, 3 for 4, is 9th of the year. Dodgers keep pace. They beat the Phillies 9-4. Eric Gagne 7-6. Person falls to 9-8. Gary Sheffield 2 for 4, 17th of the year, and drives in 2. The Reds, by the way, in that loss walked 12 batters. San Francisco pounded out 17 hits in their win over the Cubs. Montreal 4-3 over Milwaukee. Munoz 3-5. Suzuki is 0-2. Strickland picks up his 2nd save. Florida beats Houston 4-3. Alfonseca gets a win. He goes to 4-7. Billy Wagner takes his first loss. He's 4-1. Cliff Floyd 2 for 4, a double and a stolen base. The Diamondbacks shut out the Braves 1-0. Batista 7-2. Jason Marquis 8-4. Matt Williams 2 for 3 with a double. Cleveland, despite 16 hits from the Rangers, beat Texas 7-6. Dodgers are indeed starting their surge. Charles Nagy goes to 2-4. Darren Oliver falls to 3-8. Diaz 2 for 3, 2 RBI and a triple. Royals double the Tigers 6-3. George 2-1. Lima 2-5. Feebles 2 for 4, is 3rd of the year and drives with a double. Seattle shuts out Chicago 3-0. Abbott 7-5. Wright 0-1. Edgar Martinez, 3 for 4, is 22nd of the year and drives in 2. And last but not least, Anaheim beats Toronto in 12, 2-1. Pote 4 and 2. Cook, Coach, Cock 5 and 7. Spezio 2 for 4 with 2 doubles. Tomorrow on the program, did I pick it? I haven't picked a game. Let's see what we got here. Anaheim, Detroit? No. Cleveland, Minnesota? No. Oakland, Toronto? No. Tampa, New York? No. Seattle, Boston? Maybe. Chicago, Houston? I think Chicago, Houston is what we're going to go with. We've done a ton of San Francisco and Florida games. So Chicago, Houston tomorrow. And since I hadn't picked that far yet, who are my day games? Detroit, Kansas City, Texas, Toronto. So Seattle, New York. Okay, so if we are on with you Friday, it will be Atlanta and San Francisco. No, Oakland and Chicago. You got to take that one. We'll know tomorrow whether we're doing a game Friday or not. Wifey, as I said, has an appointment. For now, I'm Ron Juckett. Thank you so much for watching. We'll talk to you tomorrow for Houston and the Cubs from Houston. Have a good one. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a good one. See you tomorrow.